Right guys, time for another RLR beer shot. For this one we're going to go to Newstead, Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Another beer from the wonderful Range Brewing. This one is Living Room Rave, 8.2% ABV, New England Hazy, Imperial Double if you want to call it IPA, brewed with the classic trio of Citra, Simcoe and Mosaic. And I have to say, this is a really quite nice beer. One of the more candied New England IPAs that I've come across. Quite oaty leaning, but gives you a bit more wheaty character into the aftertaste. But yeah, when you pour this one, it pours this lovely kind of quite pale but rich kind of mango juice sort of colour. Had a lovely finger of a frothy kind of creamy coloured head when it came out as well, and the aroma of this one, you get lots of kind of oaty creaminess out of it, wee bit of wheatiness in the back of the nose, but quite a little bit of an almost Skittlesy type character to it as well. But yeah, let's focus on the flavour of this beer then. So the backbone of this beer, lovely fresh white bready bread crust in there, wee bit of woody character, some Jacob's cream cracker on top of that, a little bit of a wholemeal brown bready character too. Those elements give you a wee bit of dryness just into the aftertaste with this one. But next up you've got that fluffy, fresh, white bready character from the barley malt coming out. The more dense, wheaty white bready character sits on top of that. Smoother further forward, a little bit bitier further back on the palate. Then it's time for the oaty notes on top of that. So down the middle line of your palate, you get the nice creamy side of the oats. It's a little bit drier out toward the edge of your palate there. And in the dead centre of your tongue, you get that little circle where it's Werther's Original Butter Candy Butterscotch and a wee bit of McVitie's Digestive Biscuit around the edge of that. But then yeah, further back on that middle third of your palate, it's kind of Skittlesy character all the way. Now with the yeasty side of the beer on the back third of your palate, you can feel it's a more dense wholemeal brown bready character at the core. It gets a little bit fluffier and more white bready around the edge of that, but then yeah, the very edge of the yeasty character is kind of more crackery, I would say, and then it's got a little bit more of a white bready bread crusty note to it, but again kind of Skittlesy flavours coming out of it, so quite interesting in that regard. But yeah, the hoppy side of the beer then, green component. In the back corners of your palate, a little bit earthy from the Mosaic. As you move further forward, it gives you a little bit of a herbally woody sort of thing, but as you move further and further forward toward the front corners of your palate, there's some lovely sort of floral aromaticity in there, but round the front curve of your tongue, it's just that little bit lighter and more grassy. But on the fruity side of things, on that front third of your palate, the Citra and the Simcoe sit further back, so you've got the peach and the juicy mango on the back half of that front third of your palate from the Citra. Then underneath you've got the softer passion fruit of the Simcoe in there, and as you reach the middle of the front third of your tongue, it's kind of like apricot and a bit of pineapple on top. But into the front half, it's all about the juicy, oily, kind of tangerine notes from the Mosaic, and it shows you a wee bit of lemon limey character just behind the front tip of your tongue. So yeah, really nice in that regard, and quite oily into the aftertaste. In terms of mouthfeel, I would say top end to mid-bodied, smooth carbonation, quite a creamy beer this one, but you've got that kind of candied note to it as well. Maybe about 40-ish IBUs. The malt base drier underneath, smooth in the middle, slightly sweeter on top, and then yeah, you've got those big oily fruity characters into the aftertaste too. So a really interesting one, this. Living